everyone. Hi, my name is America Gathers, and I am doing a little video here for you all through this YouTube channel from Santa Ana Hot Yoga. I just wanted to put a little yin yoga practice for you on shoulder openings and some hip openings today. And during this quarantine phase that we're all going through, learning to have a home practice, I'm really taking time to listen to what your body is telling you. As your mind and body are connected, the pathways to the body is through the breath. And so as I bring a little bit of the pranayama meditation at the beginning of this video, we'll start to work through some of the shoulder openings, and what you may need is a couple of blocks, or if you have a couple of books that you can use. Also, you can bring some blankets or towels to give you some support. If you have pillows nearby, also use those as well. So the practice today will be pretty short, but I just wanted to get on here as I miss all of you and the teaching. And so let's go ahead and just come into a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Elongate your spine by rooting down through the sitting bones, reaching the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Allow the shoulders to draw up to the ears and back and down. So as you inhale, draw your shoulders up to your ears, and as you exhale, roll them back and down. And just take a moment here to start to connect to the breathing and notice what kind of quality of breath you may have. If it's short or rapid. And where the breath resides, if it's more in your chest, your belly, your back, your sides. And we'll go ahead and start by taking a deep breath in, fill up all the way. Hold at the top. And exhale through the mouth. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in, fill up all the way. Pause. One more sip. Exhale through the mouth. And go ahead and seal the lips. And we'll start a little bit of your breathing here. Breathing in through the nose and exhaling through the nose. So as you inhale at the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. And then you exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. So do this for just a couple more cycles, creating your own rhythm, making sure that the inhalation is equal parts to the exhalation. Feeling expansive with each inhalation, feeling the chest and your belly rise. And then as you exhale, feeling the belly drop back towards the spine, the warm breath releasing out. Do this just a couple more times, bringing that awareness inwards. Maybe your count is higher, maybe it's shorter. And then start to notice where there's any grip happening in the body. Notice if the mind is agitated. Allow the mind just to start to find more ease as you connect to the breath, letting go of any of the resistance you may be feeling as you start to come into your breathing here. And slowly start to open up your eyes and start to draw the chin in towards your chest. And you'll slowly bring the right ear towards the right shoulder, back, left, forward, and just a few more circular rotations here. So coming forward to the right, back, left. Noticing any tension that you may be carrying in the shoulders and your neck. And as you make your way back to the center, start to reverse the circle going the other direction. Notice if your breath changes. Keep connecting to the breath. Letting the breath be the pathway to your body. And come back to the center. Very good. You'll go ahead and or interlace your hands behind your back. So as you interlace your hands behind your back, draw your belly in, lengthen through the crown of the head, and slightly bend the elbows as you start to lengthen the knuckles towards the ground here. Notice if your sternum is puffing out. Keep drawing it in, belly in. And then you'll go ahead and bring your right wrist to your left waistline. Left elbow is drawing back. Very good. You'll go ahead and start to draw your right ear towards your right shoulder. You can close the eyes here to soften the gaze inwards. Letting go of any tension, any resistance you start to bump into as you come into these poses. Allowing yourself to get out of the mind and feel fully alive by connecting to your breathing, and sending the breath to all areas of the body. And come back to the center, draw the knuckles to the back, lengthening the knuckles towards the mat. Widen through the collarbones, and then slowly start to draw the left wrist to your right waistline. Draw your right elbow back and lengthen through the crown of the head one more time as you widen through the collarbones. Allow yourself just to sit here with this posture and begin to notice the difference between both sides. And then you'll go ahead and slowly start to draw the left ear towards the left shoulder. And I know this side is a lot tighter for me as I have a tendency to sleep on my right shoulder. Carry a lot of, well, I feel the weight of the world on my shoulders right now. And so it's so important to keep coming back to this practice. Opening up the fascia, connective tissues. And you'll slowly come back towards the center. Bring your knuckles back to the center as the midline as your knuckles reach back. Lift the heart up. Very good. And then you'll go ahead and slowly make your way into all fours, hands and knees, tabletop. So you want your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and we'll do a few cat-cow. So as you inhale, start to bring the gaze up. And then as you exhale, draw your belly in, create a rounding through the spine. Inhale, bringing your gaze up. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, and then as you exhale, draw your belly in and create that rounding through the spine. Couple more cycles here on your own, moving to the rhythm of your breath. And feeling that extension and flexion in the spine. And then as you come back to the center, slowly start to create your circular motions, coming forward, right, back, left. And then you'll reverse your circle, going the other direction. And as you make your way back to the center, you'll go ahead and start to bring your big toes to touch, widen the knees, and start to bring your hips back towards your heels. You'll walk your hands forward, shoulder width distance, and start to make your way into your child's pose. So you can use a block here if you like, underneath your forehead, or perhaps underneath your hands if you want to intensify this a little bit. So as you bring your forehead down towards the mat, draw your belly in and allow the shoulders to soften away from the ears. And allow yourself just to be here for just a few moments as you start to bring the opening through the hips and the spine. letting the third eye, the forehead, come towards the mat as you stimulate the third eye here. So you want to feel expansive with each inhalation. And if you've been in my class before, I always like to use this analogy of visualizing a field of nostrils on your back, breathing in through all those nostrils. Feel expansive through the side rib cage, through the back, and through the front body. And you'll stay here for 10 more breathing cycles. And calming the nervous system, working more of your parasympathetic system here. Two more breath counts. And then you'll slowly start to make your way back into all fours. We'll go ahead and start to open up the shoulders here. So you'll go ahead and bring your blocks to a medium height or your books. And what you want to do is bring the elbows onto the blocks. Bring your palms to touch and slightly scoot your knees directly underneath your hips. What you want to do here is to start to open up through the shoulders and the collarbone. You'll start to bring your head right between your blocks. The tips of the elbows are on the block and allow the forehead to just come down onto the mat. And notice if the sternum is puffing out. You want to create some activity here by bringing your sternum in, belly in, and feel the opening through the shoulders here. Have your drishti be your breath here. Notice what starts to arise in each of the postures. Where can you allow yourself to soften? And allow yourself to be more present. Five more breaths here. Now if this is ever too much on the blocks, then bring the elbows directly onto the mat. Keep drawing the sternum in, belly in. And feel that activation. And you'll slowly on the exhalation start to make your way out. Bring your hands onto the blocks or the books that you may have. Set them to the side. And I'll go ahead and face you. And we'll start to make our way into a Gomukhasana pose here. So as you come into all fours, hands and knees, you'll go ahead and bring the left knee over the right. So you're crossing them over. And then you'll slowly start to lean back and come onto your sitting bones. If for some reason this is too much, you can always come onto a block, onto your sitting bones, and lift the hips slightly higher than the knees. So notice if this is okay for you. If not, you can always remove that block. And take just a moment here to try to align the knees. If that is not happening, then you want to go ahead and just extend the bottom leg forward. And this is more forgiving on the knees. The most important thing here is to try to keep the alignment of the knees They don't necessarily have to touch, but as long as they're in line with one another. And if you'd like, you can come into the full expression or just one leg at a time. So what you want to do here is align the knees, ground through the sitting bone. Notice if you're creating a rounding. If that is happening, then grab the block and sit onto the block. So as you start to make your way into this pose, you can slowly start to walk your hands forward. And you'll start to notice the opening in the outside of your hips, right where that piriformis is. You'll notice that maybe you don't have to go very far to feel it. It'll be different for everyone. So just take notice of what your body is calling for. As soon as you start to notice the breath become agitated, then back off a little bit. And just continue just to come back to the breath. You can always bring blocks underneath your forehead to support your head. Go ahead and slowly walk your hands in. And grab your blocks and you'll bring the blocks to the outside of your right hip. You'll bring your right forearm down. So I'm not mirroring you, but you want to just bring that right shoulder down onto the blocks. And you'll go ahead and bring your left hand overhead. Bring your left palm directly behind your head or onto your shoulder. And allow the right shoulder to soften away from the ear. Draw your sternum in, navel in, and allow yourself just to start to open up through that left side. So just opening up the lateral side of the body here. Maybe you ditch one of the blocks here and come a little bit lower. Notice if that right shoulder is shrugging up into your ear. Allow that shoulder blade to soften. Smoothing out the breath. Inhaling at the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you'll slowly come back to the center. Very good. Walk your hands forward. Make your way into all fours, and then you'll go ahead and go straight to the other side. So cross the right knee over your left. Allow your ankles and your feet to open up and start to sit back onto your sitting bones or grab that block. So as you come onto your sitting bones, belly's in, sternum is in, knees are aligned. Either the bottom leg is extended out, so if you notice that your knee is speaking to you, then extend the leg out. If not, just come into the full expression here as you stack your knees over one another. Okay, so your belly is in, draw the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And then you'll slowly start to walk your hands forward. And maybe you notice that this side might be different from the other side. Maybe one side is tighter than the other as you start to target those piriformis and your IT bands here. No sharpshooting in the knees. If there is any pain in the knee, then extend the bottom leg forward. And some of these postures, if you have the time, you want to hold these postures for a length of time. But today we're just I'm putting this together for you. Just a short little video of what we can do to release some of the hips and the shoulders, as that's where the tendency of our stress seems to lie, shoulders and hips. Keep grounding through the sitting bone. And then you'll go ahead and walk your hands in. Grab the blocks, bring them to the outside of your left hip, stacking both blocks over one another or your books. And then you'll go ahead and allow that left forearm to rest down, left elbow. Very good. Bring your right hand overhead, either your right palm onto your shoulder or to the back of your neck. And draw your sternum in, belly in. Create that lateral opening through the side rib cage. Keep drawing the sternum in. Maybe your gaze comes slightly upwards. And keep noticing what arises here. What is your breath like? Has it become agitated? Are you holding your breath? What does this posture bring up for you? Very good. You go ahead and release, bring your hands back down. And then we'll go ahead and set the blocks to the side. Now you can bring your hands behind your shoulders, directly on the sides of your hips. Lean back and then extend your legs forward. You bring your feet hip distance, and then just windshield wipe your legs left and right, left and right. Now let's go ahead and continue to open up the legs here a little bit by extending the left leg out to the side. So think of a V here with the legs, and then you'll go ahead and bring the right sole of your foot to your left thigh. So as you ground through the sitting bones, you'll go ahead and walk your hands forward. Draw your belly in. And so you want to bring some type of activation into the postures. And then allow yourself just to soften. Soften by bringing ease to the mind, to the breath. Soften the shoulders away from your ears. Let go of any grip, any sensation here. Slowly walk your hands in, and then you'll go ahead, bring the left hand into the left thigh, bend that knee, and bring the right knee in. And you'll go ahead and do the same to the other side. So extend the right leg out to a V shape, and then bring the left sole of your foot to your inner thigh. Sit through your sitting bones, elongate through the crown of your head. Your belly is in, and you'll slowly start to walk your hands forward. Maybe you use blocks to support the forearms, or maybe use a block to support your head. We'll just stay here for 10 breath counts. Very good. You'll go ahead and walk your hands back in. Bring your right hand to your right thigh, bend that right knee. And you'll bring the left knee also so that both legs are facing forward. Your hands, again, one's behind your shoulders, your feet hip distance, and then just windshield wiper your legs left and right, left and right. Very good. So we're going to go ahead and make our way into our pigeon pose here. You want to bring your, well, we'll start with the right side. You'll bring your right shin parallel towards the top of your mat, and you can start to come into a deer pose here. So I'm going to offer you several variations here for wherever you may be with your hips. So as you make your way into this deer pose, you want to keep the right shin parallel and bring the left knee to the outside, to the level of your hip. So left knee in line with your left hip, and your right knee in line with your right hip. So you can slowly start to make your way forward and fold over. And you'll just stay here. And this is more of a forgiving opening hip opener. And then just allow yourself to soften your shoulders. And so you'll be here for just a few minutes, and either you bring a block underneath your forehead to give you some support, you stay here, but continue just to bringing the awareness inwards. So as you start to change the landscaping on the outside of the body, you're also changing the landscaping on the inside. So notice what the mind is happening here, if it's becoming agitated. Notice if your breath is being labored, how you can soften and find more ease. And using the breath as a pathway just to connect to those areas in the body that you might feel any knots or any tightness. So this is deer pose. The other posture that you may want to try is your pigeon pose. So the right knee is coming to the outside of the mat, and you'll extend the left leg back. So as you extend the left leg back, your pinky toe is pressing down onto the mat, allowing the inner thigh to spin up. You can always bring that towel underneath the right glute or a block to sit on. So notice if perhaps you're leaning onto the right sitting bone, you want to level out your hips here so they're parallel towards the ground. And then you'll start to walk your hands forward and make your way into the expression of your pigeon pose. And just stay here for a couple more breaths, either in your deer pose or in this pigeon pose. Sometimes if you have any sciatica issues, this is a great posture to do. If you're a runner, this is a great posture to always come to. And keep softening the shoulders. Be fully present by noticing what your tendencies are in each of the postures. Where the tightness is, what is happening with the mind, and what is the quality of your breath like. And what emotions start to arise here as this is a deep opening on your head. And 2 more breath counts. And then on the exhalation, slowly start to walk your hands in. Very good. So if you're in that pigeon pose, just go ahead and bring the left leg forward. If you are in your deer pose, then just go ahead and make your way to the front by bending both knees. And you'll go ahead and start to make your way onto the other side. So left shin parallel towards the top of the mat. Bring your right knee to the outside of your mat so that it's in line with your hip. Find your sitting bones by allowing gravity to assist you here. And then you'll go ahead and slowly start to walk your hands forward and start to make your way into that deer pose. Belly in. Soften your shoulders. And soften the gaze as well. So either here in your deer pose, you can stay here, or if you were in your pigeon pose, you're going to want to extend that right leg back. And I'll just go ahead and demo here as I turn sideways, just to show you. You'll go ahead and bring your left knee to the outside of your mat. Extend the right leg back. Keep walking it back, and allow the left pinky toe to press down as the inner thigh spins up. Belly is in, soften your shoulders, hug the outer hips in, and then slowly start to make your way into the expression of your pigeon pose. So notice here, if one hip is higher than the other, you want to level them out. Either bring the block underneath the left sitting bone or your blanket. You can always use a block underneath your forehead to give you some support here. So notice the inner dialogue. If the mind is busy, just keep allowing the thoughts just to come in and out. I always say, like the car is driving by on the street, let the thoughts just move in and out. Without engaging with the thoughts, allow yourself to be present. And as you remain here for just 5 more breaths, begin to notice where you can start to soften, find more ease in the posture. Letting go of the labored breath, smoothing out the inhalation and your exhalation. Very good. Walk your hands in. Lean onto that left sitting bone, and then you'll go ahead and make your way back towards the top of the mat. Very good. You go ahead and one more time, let's do some windshield wipers. Bring your hands directly behind the shoulders, and then windshield wipe your legs left and right, left and right. Very good. Let's go ahead and come back into a comfortable seat. And we'll go ahead and come back into that meditation, a little bit of grounding before you make your way into your final resting pose, Shavasana. So just keeping it very short today with those shoulder openings in your head. And you'll go ahead, root down through the sitting bones, elongate the crown of the head towards the ceiling, and come back to the diaphragm breathing here. So inhale. Bringing the breath all the way to the base of your spine, letting the belly inflate like a balloon. And then as you exhale, letting the belly drop back towards the spine as you deflate the balloon. A couple more like this. So notice the expansion of your chest and your belly. And then as you exhale, feel the belly drop back. And then warm breath releasing out. So we'll go ahead and introduce this alternate nose breathing, and you'll bring your right hand out to the side. You'll fold your middle finger and your index finger. And so this is a mudra here. As we start to do this alternate nose breathing, you'll go ahead and bring your thumb to your right nostril and your ring finger to the left nostril. And so you'll seal the left nostril, breathe in through the right, and seal the right, exhale through the left. Seal the left, inhale through your right, seal the right, exhale through the left. Seal your left, inhale through the right. Seal the right, exhale through your left. Inhale through the left. Seal your left, pause, exhale through your right. Inhale through the right. Pause. Seal the right. And then exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Seal the left. Pause. Exhale through the right. Inhale through your right. Seal the right, pause, and then exhale through your left. Inhale through the left. Seal the left, pause, exhale through the right. One more cycle like that. Inhale through the right. Seal the right. Exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Pause. Exhale through the right. You bring your hands to your thighs. Draw your belly in. Lengthen the crown of the head to the ceiling. And you'll come back to your natural ebb and flow of your breath here. And begin to notice if there's a difference from when you first started this practice and now. Notice if the breath is moving smoother and deeper. Notice the quality of your mind too, if it's less agitated and there's more stillness. And then just take a moment here to scan your body and notice if the body feels any different, if it feels a little bit softer in the areas where there once was a lot of tension. You'll go ahead and slowly open up your eyes and you make your way into a Shavasana if you like, or you can continue with the breathing here. And so thank you again for joining me here in my home, and I hope soon that we'll all be together back in the yoga room. But for now, I'm so happy to be able to put this video together. And if there are any special requests, you can find me on my Instagram page under America Gathers, and I will continue to be uploading some videos here on the Santa Anita website for the YouTube